What's going on, everyone? So, according to Brett Siegel, Kevin Love wants to finish his career in LA, either Los Angeles Lakers or the Los Angeles Clippers. Either team he's willing to go to. Makes sense from LA, UCLA guy, all of that. Right? Makes sense that he would want to kind of, round it out there. Now, there were talks when he first went to Utah that like, hey, he wants to go to the Lakers, and that, even like some reports were like, hey, LeBron is kind of interested in Kevin Love being there, as Kevin Love can kind of be the voice for LeBron James, right? He can be the one that kind of gets things across to the players and stuff, right? And I talked about it, right? Having a guy like Kevin Love is like the bridge, as like the gap guy. You see it in the Jared Dudley role. Made a whole video about like, hey, I don't mind Kevin Love if it's the Jared Dudley role. Right, you need to just fill in that 15th roster spot, which, again, Lakers wouldn't be able to do right now unless they pull off a trade or something. And I think if they were going to make a trade to bring somebody in free agency, it would be somebody like a Nikola Vucevic or something, somebody that warrants like, okay, let's go make a trade, because we're not just trading for this guy, we're trading for this guy and this guy that we can sign in free agency, or guys or whatever. Right? Kevin Love to me is like a guy that, if we had our roster was intact, set up, everything's good, we go and make the trades and we do everything, and it's like, okay, cool, right? Like, we need to fill the final spot, right? Okay, just bring in Kevin Love, right? Like Kevin Love play the Jared Dudley role, because like I understand the whole like, hey, Kevin Love would be great to kind of get LeBron's points across and whatnot, because Kevin Love is somebody that can be relatable. It's why Jared Dudley made sense on that 2020 team. He was like an extension of the coach, right? He was an extension of the players. He was the mediator on both sides. He was somebody that could go and take what the coaches were saying and trying to get across and get and speak to some of the young, like a Kyle Kuzma and guys like that, to really kind of help grasp and understand, and also be a guy that, the players could talk to, and then he could go tell the coaches and even the stars, right? Anthony Davis and him have a relationship. LeBron James and him have a relationship. Jason Kidd and him had a relationship, right? Obviously, Jason Kidd wasn't on the roster, but you get the point, right? Like, so Jared Dudley was able to kind of be that middleman for everybody. Well, Kevin Love could be that. Has a relationship, knows these players, right? JJ Redick and him have spent years together in the league, not like on the same teams, but, playing against each other, and have relationships and have each other's numbers and all that stuff, right? Obviously, Kevin Love and LeBron James have a relationship and they know each other and whatnot. So Kevin Love could come in, be that sort of mediator. And also, again, it's there's very few people that can speak and talk to LeBron, right? And or LeBron speak and talk to them about in a relatable manner, right? Like Luka Doncic can, because Luka Doncic is on the level, right? But like, in a Dude Theroux, for example, or a Jake LaRavia, or any of these guys, these young guys, like Austin, I think can, because they've had the relationship. But even Austin's talked about in the past, how like it's intimidating, because it is. It's like he's the guy, right? It's like going to the CEO. You're probably not going to go directly into the CEO's office. You're going to talk to the cool manager, like, hey, man, I'm having these questions, these concerns, whatever. Like, what do you think my next step is? Right? So having a guy like Kevin Love that can be that kind of bridge, and LeBron can kind of like, hey, can you talk to these guys about this for me? Right. And now it doesn't seem like, like you're being called to the principal's office. Like, LeBron wants to talk to me about something. Oh no. Like, am I getting traded? Like, it's like, no, Kevin Love can sit down and just be like, hey man, look, I'm somebody that played with LeBron. I know what he's looking for. I know what he wants. I know how he, like, hey, if I was you, this is kind of what I would do. Kind of, be that bridge. And also he's the guy that can still play. Right? He's still an excellent rebounder. Right, say what you want. I mean, cue the video of, him, doing the sumo, what was it, sports science or whatever, where he's like boxing out a sumo wrestler, right? Like Kevin Love, people forget how good Kevin Love was, right? Like he went to the Cavs and kind of became essentially a spot up catch and shoot 3-point shooter. But this was a dude that, was 20 and 10 on a bad night, right? Like was up there as arguably one of the best power forwards in the league. Right? You could genuinely make an argument at points of his career where he might be the best power forward in the league. talk about he had seasons, he was putting up 26 and 12 and all that, like, and just versatile, can pick and pop and score around the rim and go back to the basket, just do a little bit of everything. He was very chameleon-like, right? So I look at Kevin Love as a guy that can come in, be that Jared Dudley role, but also be a player that in a pinch you can go and bring in. Also, if you were to trade Maxi Kleber, right? So like, let's say you ended up trading Maxi Kleber in a trade or a package or something. Kevin Love could be the guy that you could bring in to kind of fill that role as the stretch big, as the catch and shoot 3-point shooter, the guy that you can trust to kind of knock it down, but also rebound and whatnot. Has familiarity alongside LeBron James. LeBron and Luka, their play styles and the way that they kind of like to operate, they have similarities to where I think Kevin Love could even play really well off of Luka because he kind of knows what they're looking to do out there on the basketball court. Plus, he's just that savvy vet that has just kind of been there and seen all the different things and stuff. So I really do think that Kevin Love could make some sense. Again, it's not something I want the Lakers to go rush and beat down the door to go make happen, right? It's not something necessarily that needs to happen at all. It's not something that I think, like, if he goes to the Clippers, I'm not going to be like, oh man, what are the Lakers doing? Here we go. Like, oh my goodness. No, I'll be like, hey, good for him. I'm glad he's in LA, right? Like, it's not going to make a difference either way. Is he a guy that in a pinch you could throw in here and there, or, like, you could rely on a stretch during a stretch in the regular season? You got a couple guys out that you're just trying to be cautious with, right? It's like, hey man, hey Love, you're going to get like 25 minutes the next 3 games. Like, could he go out there and give you like a double-double or something crazy like that in that time? Sure. Right? Like, I think he's still a guy that has the capability on like a random night or whatever, could maybe, go grab 10 rebounds if given the opportunity, or catch fire and knock down, 4 threes or something like that. Like, he's a guy that I do think still has a little left in the tank, but he's not a guy that I look at as like a game changer. He's not a guy that I'm like, oh man, even if we were to trade Maxi Kleber, I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, we got to go. Oh, now that we got off of Cleveland, let's go make sure we get Kevin Love. He's a guy that I think doesn't hurt and has potential to help in other ways while still being able to help. Like, he's a guy that can be a difference maker in a lot of ways, just locker room character wise, being that mediator, particularly with this Lakers team, right? Even LeBron has talked about, especially with JJ Redick. JJ Redick's very fury, he's very passionate, right? He's just like, right? And LeBron's even said, don't take the way the message is being presented, take the message itself, right? Listen to what he's saying, not the way that he's saying it, right? Because, he's amped, he's excited, he's going through the emotions and he's pumped and all that stuff, right? So I think Kevin Love could be good as that kind of mediator, as that kind of translator of like, JJ's like, and Kevin Love can just kind of be like, hey guys, look, this is X, Y, and Z. This is what he wants, this is what he expects. Right? Kind of like how LeBron said, take the message itself rather than the way it's being delivered. But Kevin Love getting into, because he'll be 37. He'll be 37 and literally a month. And last year on the surface, he averaged 5.3 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist on 36% from the floor. Again, he had a rough season last year, particularly shooting the basketball. However, he was actually solid in limited minutes the previous year. So is it like a drastic drop-off thing, or was it just kind of like he basically was just playing in spots? Like, could look at it either way. But you look at last season, 23 games played, 9 games started, 11 minutes per game, which is down from the 55 games played, 5 games started, and 17 minutes per game. But he got 5 field goal attempts, where the previous year he got 6.5 attempts. He shot overall from the floor 35.7%, where the previous year was 44%. 3-point range on 2.9 attempts, he was 35.8%. So basically 3 of the 5 attempts, he was he shot 36% from 3-point range. The previous year on 4.4 attempts was 34.4%, which again, so he had the increase, he had lesser volume, but increased slightly by 2%. Now he is a career 37% 3-point guy, but could he you look at the last few years, they didn't have a guy like a LeBron and Luka that are just generating him quality looks. So is that something that maybe he can kind of get back up to that 37% range? Possibly. But 2-point range is where it really dropped off. He went from 64.3% the previous year to 35.4% on 2.1 attempts both seasons, 46.1% EFG compared to 56%. Free throw shooting even dropped to 70%, down from 78.7%. He grabbed 4 rebounds, where the previous year was 6, but he also played like 7 more minutes. So that's the difference. Assists 1 compared to 2. Steal, half a block will round up, and then 5.3 points compared to 8.8. If you look at his per 36, which doesn't tell you everything, kind of gives you an idea. Like I said, in a pinch, it gets a little stretch. Could he maybe give you something? Last year, he would have been 18 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 2.2 steals, and a block, compared to the previous year of 19, 14, 5, 1 and a half a block. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. As always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thanks.